Ben, we're sitting in the clearing, your structure you've prepared for the Folkestone Triennial. Can you tell us a little bit about its inspiration?
We were approached by the Creative Foundation who organised the Triennial to create an artwork. We're a firm of architects, and this is an art commission, but it also is a functional commission. So this is the hub space for the Triennial. So there's an information desk behind us. There's you can merchandise area, you can buy books, read about the artists, and there's a cafe here as well. So it's an artwork, but also has a function. And when we talked to the curatorial team, they said they were interested in immersive works. Personally, I really enjoy immersive artworks. I like the idea of works that you go into that fill the space around you. But also, as architects, that's something that comes quite naturally to us. Yeah. We were given this space to do something with, and it's quite a double height space. It's very strange acoustic, so we really like the idea of transforming the space and using the volume and filling it. And quite an early stage, there was an idea of building some kind of tree-like structure. The title, The Clearing, is a Heidegger reference, and in our work we're very interested in how buildings make people feel, and trying to, although this is very visually engaging, hopefully when you're in here it's a very sensory space, and it goes beyond being something that people will just photograph and post online, that this structure has changed the acoustic quite a lot, and actually in different parts of the space the acoustic changes, and the way light comes in is very different, and the way it's lit at night is very different. And so something that challenges people on a sensory level to really think about how a space makes you feel. And I think in architecture particularly in Britain, I think we sort of struggle to engage with buildings. People generally, even architects, struggle to engage with buildings on a level that's beyond visual. And to actually, even modern buildings, houses, the materials we use and the light that comes in, and just to try and evaluate spaces on a sensory level, I think is really important. That's something that we're very interested in. How a solid wall as opposed to a hollow wall will make people feel. Can people tell the difference between these? And so, it was really an exploration for us, and it's very experimental. I mean, most of what we do is, because we're architects, is quite serious. So we're given this opportunity to do something, and we thought it would be great to do something that would not only challenge the visitor, but be an experiment for us.
The time frame was quite challenging as well, wasn't it? You only had 3 months.
Yeah, it's been done in a sort of breakneck speed, and which is also fun. I mean, with something like this, it almost lends itself to it. You just throw yourself into it, and we worked with a team of fabricators from London, South London, and it's all plywood. It's made on a cutting machine, and we spend a lot of time talking with them and working out exactly how it would be put together. It's very, very hands-on, but in a project like this, I think it really helps, because I think there's a tendency in architecture to draw something which you think you like, and then hand it to professionals to build it. And once in a while, I think it's great to really be involved. So to take that level of detail right through. So every connection, every kind of joint that sort of slots together, we had to think out and draw and think how it was sequenced, and it sort of hopefully paid off. It was built in 3 days, so it went up really fast.
There's obviously something quite gothic and churchy about it, including the pews for people to sit in. I believe there were some Anglo-French kind of references you were inspired by in the creation of it.
I think obviously in this sort of post-Brexit world, for us, it's we thought it was interesting to consider an architecture form that I wouldn't say it's uniquely Anglo-French, but it was predominantly Anglo-French, as a sort of celebration of how culture has arrived in Britain in the past. And
there was a mention in the description of the French master stonemasons who were shipped across to build our cathedrals, who might have landed at Folkestone back in the day. Was that also something that kind of came up in your research?
This vault itself was called Eliasson, which is one of the sort of in the late medieval Gothic. It's actually it was a development of Gothic, where there were these little braces which created actually these very strong geometric shapes on the roof, these star forms. Yeah, I think it's also interesting just to remind people that something they might consider as being very English actually isn't.